Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew back again for another video. This week I got a huge collection update, so bear with me here. It might be a longer video. I probably won't try to go too in depth with my reviews here, but you know, and at the end of the video, bear with me because after the video I got something I wanted to see with you guys. I have some items that I kind of have on sale that I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in having them, but I do want to let you guys know I will have some of these items on sale. So tune in with me. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to go with my DVDs, then my Blu-rays, then I have some non-horrors to do, and I'll go in the same order with those. But for my DVD pickups, I have Leprechaun. This is the complete collection of the complete series. This has all of them plus the remake from, I think it's 2014. Yeah, 2014. I honestly have never watched a single one of these movies the whole way through, so it'll be interesting to watch these. Honestly, I got them to watch them on St. Patrick's Day, so, you know, I've heard they're fun, so I mean, it could be, you know, could be fun to watch. Next, I got the Urban Legend trilogy. Now, I picked this up for really cheap. Yeah, I picked up, these are all three films in the series, and it comes in this this thing, the same cover that the same thing that in the same company that I bought the I Know What You Did Last Summers, but they come on individual discs, but they're on this, they're stacked kind of thing. Honestly, I've only seen Urban Legend's Final Cut once, and I've never seen Bloody Mary, so I will have to get to watching them and let you guys know what I think. But as you guys all know, I love the Urban Legend, the original. One of my favorite campus slasher films. But honestly, I'll have to watch these again and let you know what I think. I honestly wanted to get these because, you know, I'm hoping that sooner than later one of my companies, whether it be Scream Factory or somebody, upgrades this to a good Blu-ray, because the other Blu-ray is kind of out of print and I don't know if it's even that good. So Eight-Legged Freaks is my next one. This is one of my favorite horror comedies. This is just a blast. Ever since it came out, it's David Arquette, Carrie, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, and this is Scarlett Johansson's first film too. It's got a couple other well-known people in it too, but I can't remember what their names are. But without further ado, if you haven't seen this is a blast. This is one of the great horror comedy. Super campy. Whoops. I keep bumping it. I did that last week too. So that's all for my DVDs actually. My Blu-rays I'm going to start with. If you saw last week, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Picked it up. Great transfer. Looks good. Love the film. I have a couple upgrades here in this collection as well. One of them is You're Next. I saw it was dirt cheap, Blu-ray DVD combo pack. I picked it up. Haven't watched it on Blu-ray yet, but honestly I really enjoyed this film. Think it's underrated. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this. My other upgrade is Final Exam. This is the Scream Factory release, and I want to say I think this is probably their best transfer. Because I've watched it on DVD and I've seen it on Blu-ray, and this is incredible. It looks incredible. It was a dirt cheap movie, and it looked really grainy, and there's hardly any grain on this transfer. Scream Factory did a phenomenal job with this. I saw it's from the original camera negative, so you know they went back from scratch and redid it. They did a phenomenal job with this. And if you know, this is one of my favorite 80s slashers and my favorite campus slasher flick too. So yeah. So I also picked up the Fright Night remake, which yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I watched it twice since I got it. honestly, I think it's a fun flick. You know, it does justice to the original, in my opinion, because I mean, the original was a horror comedy and it was kind of fun, you know, but this one kind of does its own thing with the horror comedy. You know, it's fun. I'm gonna take my glasses off because there's a damn reflection that I don't want you guys to be distracted by. Probably never seen me without glasses on. Anyways, but yeah, I picked up this as a combo pack. It looks great on Blu-ray too. So, and by the way, it was actually written by Tom Holland, so probably has his stamp of approval. Coming up next, I have, well, I do technically have 5, but you'll see the 5th one later. But actually, I can't. I know this one was already. I have 4. Witchboard. I got this. It's a combo pack. I saw this once on YouTube, and I really enjoyed it. I got to say, I was really creeped out the first time I watched it. It's directed by Kevin Tenney, who also directed Night of the Demons, which is also from the 1980s as well, which is a Halloween movie. This one is a Ouija board movie, which is infinitely better than Ouija. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun 80s slasher, or not 80s slasher, but it's a fun 80s film. Yeah. Next up on my list is another 80s film directed by Stuart Gordon. Was Dolls. This is one of the 5 movies that I picked up from Scream Factory's sale on Amazon, should I say. They had a couple of the movies on sale, and this is one of the ones that actually came in pretty quick. I'm still actually waiting on the other 4, and I ordered it a month ago, so they're really back ordered. I know that a ton of people are probably buying them, but honestly, I watched this once, and I got exactly what I was expecting from it. It was, you know, a fun, creepy doll movie. It's got a lot of great atmosphere to it, and it's got this reversible cover to it that has this really creepy doll, and you kind of find out about that doll in the movie too. But I mean, it's a good film. I really recommend it. It's kind of one of the ones that's lesser known from '87, so it's a really short film too, 77 minutes with credits, so can't go wrong with checking it out. Next up is not one that was on sale, but another one that I picked up was Cherry Falls. This is one of I was trying to look for Scream-like-esque movies that were kind of under the radar. So, like, for example, Urban Legend's slightly under the radar. Shredder's definitely under the radar. You never hear about that one. And this one was one that I found, like, just by doing some deep research on, you know, some lesser known of the Scream-esque type movies. And I honestly, it was a blind buy. I bought it, picked it up from Scream Factory, bought the Blu-ray for it. I just watched it a couple days ago, and I loved it. It was a great fun time. Basically, the premise of the movie is the exact opposite of a slasher film. It's basically the killer is killing virgins. So it's a great twist on the slasher thing, and you can definitely tell it's a Scream type movie because of that. And honestly, it's a great time. The kills and there's really no nudity, I don't think, in the movie at all. And the kills aren't really that creative or that gory. But honestly, I have such a fun time with the characters. Honestly, I wasn't that bothered by it. Brittany Murphy does a great job in the movie, and Michael Biehn, he's Kyle Reese from the original Terminator, is in the movie too. Rest in peace of Brittany Murphy, and she does a phenomenal job in this film, but they all do a great job in it. I was really pleasantly surprised by it. Yeah, I do have one more Scream Factory, but you'll see that in a minute. But I do have 2 that I picked up from Target, and I actually will probably pick up another from Target here soon. But one of them is Silence of the Lambs. I honestly I saw this once the whole way through when I was little, but it's been years since I watched it. But I bought it on Blu-ray. I mean, it was dirt cheap. So I figured, why not? And I mean, it's one of the only horror movies to ever win the Academy Award, so might as well have it just to have it. I mean, I'm honestly not the greatest fan of the film, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have it. I mean, I'm a collector, and I do like. I mean, I love horror, so I mean, this is one of the ones that I feel like I'm safe to have. Another one it was long overdue for me to get. The only other Hitchcock movie that I probably will ever own is The Birds, and this actually has a scene in My Soul to Take, so I kind of have nostalgic memories because of My Soul to Take for this movie. Kind of ironic. Also from The Fog, because The Fog, some of the scenes in The Fog is filmed where this movie was filmed. Bodega Bay is, I think, where this movie is filmed. Yeah, Bodega Bay. Honestly, it's a great film. The transfer looks incredible in this film, too. This is actually dirt cheap for what it should be. But I really enjoy this film. I can't remember her name. Tippi Hedren. She does a great job in this film, and it's a really, really tense film. You wouldn't, you're kind of surprised at how good this film was. So I have a couple box sets and one steelbook to show you, too. This one was actually a surprise. I didn't actually think I was going to pick up until October. But the Halloween I got the 10 disc, collection. This is a Scream Factory release. This is the one I was talking about that you'd see later. But honestly, it looks cool. It looks kind of beat up, kind of vintagey. It's got this cool cover to it. It's got the jack-o'-lantern and it's got Michael on the back. The packaging could have been a little better but for what it is, I mean, I'm not too disappointed. I mean, they do have their own individual, things, individual cases. This is actually the 35th anniversary edition, the same exact one. Honestly, the transfer looks great. This is the same as the collector's edition that I have. This is the same as the collector's edition. They did a phenomenal job with this one. And these are their own original, Scream Factory's own original, and they look great too. The one that I was really looking forward to seeing on Blu-ray for the first time ever on a great transfer, which is H2O. And Scream Factory did their own transfer for it, and it looks great. This is the first time I've ever been able to see Halloween H2O on as a legitimate transfer, and I love it. Honestly, this is one of my favorite slasher films too. So, fuck Resurrection, that doesn't count. But Halloween looks great too, and Halloween H2O, Rob Zombie's remakes. I can't complain, because if I'm ever showing like my favorite Halloween films, I'll kind of have to do that. But I kind of do own them still all on DVD, and I don't know whether or not I will, continue to own all of them on DVD, considering it's not necessary for me because I own this, and for me, I'll never watch them on DVD again as long as I own this. I mean, they're phenomenal. I saw them for cheap enough though at Walmart, and I ended up buying them. I just like, what the hell. Anyways, then my next one is my Universal Monster movie collection. I really, really was not expecting to get this, but I found it for cheap online, and they have their own individual, disc here. So honestly, but it's the UK release, and I'm trying to find if anybody can help me. I have a 2010 Magnavox, whether or not, because a lot of my DVDs are screwing up now that I put this in. It's region free, should be. They work, but then they screws up my Blu-ray player. If I need to buy a new Blu-ray player, that's fine. I mean, if you can help me out with that, I don't know. My last one, Steelbook, Lords of Salem. Honestly, I really like this, and I bought this on Blu-ray because I like the movie, and I think it's creepy, and I have a good time with it. That's all of my Blu-rays for horror. I have a couple of them here that I wanted to show. I have a DVD. I bought Summer Catch. I saw this movie when I was little, and honestly, I had a really fun time with it whenever I watched it. And I've rewatched it again yesterday, actually, and it's an enjoyable film. Had a good time with it. It's a fun rom-com, you know, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is in it. A lot of horror movies. A couple of these, and these aren't actually horror. Some of these I'm not even going to pretend are horror, but you know, just to show off some of the movies that I've collected here. Brokeback Mountain. Again, you kind of be like weird, like what you. I honestly, you know, I shouldn't have to defend this, but I'm not gay. But I mean, I don't think you have to be gay to actually really enjoy this film for like the story. It's such a beautiful story, and it's a tragic story. For like horror fans, it's actually really dark. Like the entire story is just completely dark. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how good the film is. Green Lantern extended cut. Honestly, I have a lot of superhero movies. I range from either liking the campy ones to the really dark ones. This is a campy one, and honestly, I have a fun time with it. I think it's underrated. I think it's too unfairly hated. Dances with Wolves. I mean, it is what it is. It's a really great film. You know, it's 4 hours long, so I probably won't watch it too often. But my last one's The Karate Kid, and I will want to do a shout out to The Culture Freak for this. Because this is his favorite film of all time, and honestly, I really enjoy it. I haven't seen it in a while, so I really will have to pop this in soon. Yeah, I really do like this film. Yeah, so that's all of my updates for this month. It was a huge update collection. Yeah, I mean, I really liked my updates, and I'm gonna have to make another video for my what's coming up next, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, and tune in. I will release 2 videos in the same week. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this update, and let me know again what you think. Subscribe, comment, as always. Thanks guys, have a great week.